Hi, my name's Ashton and welcome back to Ashton's EDC. In today's video, I wanted to talk about a couple of things, sort of touching on the EDC tier system. I mentioned briefly in another video, but I'll go over again today, and also just kind of talking about a modular EDC setup. So an EDC tier system, so tier 1 is what I consider as on-body carry. So that's the things that I put in my pockets every day, whether I'm leaving the house with a bag or sling or backpack or not. The things I always have as part of my tier 1 on-body EDC, a pocket knife. This is the Benchmade Griptilian I've been carrying recently. Really great, just a really great pocket knife. So I always have a pocket knife, always have a flashlight. Lately it's been this little ThruNite BSS W1, just a really great small flashlight with a great pocket clip. I typically always have a notebook and a pen, so a notebook like this or a field notes, and a pen such as this, a Sharpie S Gel. Obviously I always have my wallet, which for quite some time now has been the Alpaka Zip Pouch Pro, and in my wallet I always have a pen of some sort. This is the Kaweco Frosted Sport Ballpoint. I talked about this in a recent video. So I always have a pen, and I always have my Swiss Army knife. And then other than that, I guess the only other thing would be a watch. I always have a watch on every day. So those are the things that I have on me in my pockets every day. So on body. So pocket knife, flashlight, pen, notebook, wallet, Swiss Army knife, watch. So 7 things. And that's pretty much every day. Obviously the specific items do vary, every so often. I like to switch out my carry, but more or less, those are the things that I carry on me every day. So then next, this I kind of consider a bit of a tier 1.5, and that's this. I've talked about this before. This is my Micro EDC Essentials kit. This is the version 3 in this Condor hip pouch. This is on my belt most days. Not every day, just depending on what I'm doing. So I'm kind of calling this tier 1.5, still kind of on body, but also is a little bit of a sort of secondary, secondary piece of kit with some backup items. I'm not going to go into the contents. I've done a video on this. I'll try and link it in the card above if you want to check that out. That would be great. But so this is kind of tier 1.5. Rather this or just like a hip bag, a hip pouch of some sort. And then we come to tier 2. So tier 2 is a sling bag of some sort. So one of my favorites is this one from Alpaka. This is the Elements Tech Case. I've done a video on this, I believe, before as well. Here's another one that I was using today. This is from Topo Designs. This is kind of their hip bag. And so this is what I consider as tier 2. So some sort of sling bag or pack or something like that. So it kind of carries some additional items that I don't carry on body. And just, it gives me some more capacity to carry different types of things. And yeah, it is just a little bit more versatility. So for example, I'll just talk about this real quick. In here, I always carry some extra pens. I have a lot of pens, as I'm sure you know at this point on this channel. So I always carry a handful of extra pens. These are just some of the ones that I sort of chucked in there. So always have some extra pens in here, along with this little pocket journal from Leuchtturm. Really great little small pocket journal. Another thing is a power bank. So just something that I can use to charge my phone while I'm out and about. I'm pretty bad at remembering to charge my phone when I go to bed, so this is always good and handy to have. And then obviously it's currently in my Topo Designs bag, but I always have just a small USB-C cable to charge my phone. This will also charge my earbuds, which I will usually put in here as well. These are from JBL, really great. What else? Something I also like to include is my mini first aid kit. I'll get to this in a second. And then maybe another kind of secondary EDC pouch. So this is tier 2 sling bag. So definitely some redundancies, but I can also carry some larger items like, pocket journal, phone charger, some more of my favorite pens for doing journaling and that kind of thing, and then some other kind of additional pouches. And so this is kind of where it gets into the modular aspect of my EDC system. So my first aid kit, my mini first aid kit, I've done several videos on this. I've been kind of mulling over the form factor. For a while I was using a small kind of hard case, which I like, but it's just a bit harder to fit into packs because it's rigid. I wanted something that's small, that ideally I could carry on person, but is also small enough to slip into a bag. So this is just a little pouch I bought from Home Depot. And so I have all of my first aid items in here, pretty slim. And so I can just easily slip this into this sling bag, not a problem. Doesn't take up much room in there. And then I have that as my first aid. So this is kind of one part of a modular system. An individual pouch that can go in and out of this sling bag. And then if I want to switch to this, I just take it out and then I put it in here. And it's no hassle, just easy enough to swap over. Another thing is another kind of EDC pouch. So this is the Alpaka Hub Pouch, I believe. With the Molly, I've got some patches on there, as you can see. And so this, obviously, if I have this on my belt, I might not need this. A lot of this stuff is redundant, but it doesn't bother me too much. I have a lot of gear, and I don't mind, making kits and loadouts using some of that gear just to have a spot for it. But this is just a little pouch. I'll just kind of go over it quickly. I have done a video talking about this as well as other pouches, but in here I've got a small notebook from Kukuyo, got a small mechanical pencil, little mini pen, this little flashlight from Phoenix, one of these Night Eyes doohickey tools. Then on the other side I've got just a small little folding knife from True Utility, and then just a pair of these Nipex XS pliers. So just kind of a small, kind of almost like a toolkit with those pliers. Just a little supplementary EDC pouch. But again, I can leave this at home if I don't need it, or I can put it in and out of different sling bags. So it's kind of its own system, its own module in that modular system. So it's something I've just been kind of working on. So far I just have these kind of two pouches, but I can switch between different sling bags depending on the bag I want to use that day. I was using this Topo Designs bag today. Pretty cool bag. Yeah, I don't have much from Topo Designs, but they definitely make some really cool gear. This is definitely more designed as a kind of hip pouch. I suppose you could use it as a sling, but it doesn't work super well as a sling, which I'll just show in a minute here. So it's got these two super big straps kind of going from either side. into a super jumbo buckle right here. Super wide and durable, kind of seatbelt material webbing. And then as far as the bag itself, just a double zip opening. Opens up like this. It's black inside, so it's kind of hard to tell. There's a small little zip pouch here, just kind of like a flap. And then it's just a big dump pouch. And you can wear this as a sling, but I was wearing it as a hip bag today, and I don't mind it. I find that if I kind of situate this in my kind of lower back, it's out of the way, and then I can slide it towards the front if I need. But the problem if you're wearing this as a sling, for one, the strap's not that big, and just the way that these are, it kind of sort of hangs out. It doesn't sit flush towards your body. So you can use it as a sling, but I found it works pretty well as a kind of hip bag. But there's an option. Here's another option. I've got several other sling bags I'll do a video on soon, but you can pick any size small sling bag, and if you have sort of individual items, it's easy enough to just transfer them from one bag to another. So that's kind of what I consider as my tier 2. So again, modular system, small EDC pouch, first aid kit, phone charger, and cable, and pocket journal with some extra pens. That's kind of the 4 items that I consider part of my modular system for the tier 2 setup. Hopefully that makes sense. Just something I've been kind of working on and setting up so that it's easy. So depending on what I'm doing on a certain day and the types of gear that I want to have on me, I can throw these things into a sling, or just grab the things in my pocket, kind of grab this as my tier 1.5, and I'm good to go. Hopefully that makes sense. Definitely more videos to come on tier 3 and so on. Haven't entirely figured out what that will be yet. Kind of a work in progress as I go, but so far I'm pretty happy with the tier 1, tier 1.5, and tier 2 setups. It works for me. This might not work for everybody, and that's totally okay. You know, part of EDC is that it's meant for your needs during the day, or during any given day. So figure out what works for you, and if this kind of idea of this system helps, that's great. But that's it for today, talking about these different kind of loadouts and systems for EDC. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. And if you like the other videos I'm making, hit the subscribe button as well. Just wanted to mention this quickly. Won't bring it up too much, but if you want, hit the notification bell as well so that you'll be notified of my other videos that I'm posting. And I'd love to hear if you have a similar system to this. Let me know down in the comments down below if this kind of resonates with you, if this is something that you think you might consider putting in place for yourself, or if you have a different kind of tier and modular system. I'd love to hear what yours is. But anyways, that's it for today. Thank you so much, as always, for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of the day. Take care.